taking over, that's a promise, not a threat.
Uppercut, season off top, you stop breathing.
We could go and talk about some boxing shit, like how y'all originally planned to jump into.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a good somebody because now, obviously, you know, I mean, now because we talked about Mel, like, you know, we should at least shed light on how he won the actual fight, you know, like that's the, you know, against Castaño, you know, like I said, I mean, hell of a fight. It was a hell of a war, and yeah, absolutely. You lived up at, you know, 154 as always, man. Always fucking represents. 154 is the best division in boxing, bar none.
Oh, hold on, real quick. Shout outs, honey, guys, slick. I see you talk. I see you tap through, talk that talk.
Yes, sir.
We was going in, man. Like we just shouted you out early, but niggas was spitting. So.
That's right.
All right, my bad. Back to the show.
Yeah, no, like I said, basically the fight, you know, it played out in like three acts. You know, the first 3 rounds, you know, the first act was pretty much, you know, Charlo probably winning those 3 rounds, you know, and it's more of a filling out round, like, you know, Castaño trying to get in and try to find his range, try to land the right hands, try to get Charlo on the ropes, you know, try to land sneaky left hooks, which he was landing. And the second act was Castaño actually finding his mark, and you know, that's where a lot of the Rock'em Sock'em robots action started really taking place. Like, I mean, they threw caution to the fucking wind with some of those shits they were winging at each other. You know, and I think it was like it was probably like the 6th round or whatever. I was thinking to myself, like, man, if Charlo keeps, because I mean, originally I had my misgivings originally, because when Charlo weighed in at like 152, I'm thinking to myself, that's his lowest weight in 12 years. So I'm thinking to myself, like, did he overtrain, or is, you know, LB, you know, we talked about this internally, you know, he was like, oh, he was probably training for speed and everything like that, which also makes sense.
Look how he moved. Remember when we talked about this fight? I even go back to the first fight. I remember specifically saying, if Jermell Charlo boxes like Showbox Mel, and he kind of mixes it in with the mean, tough, fuck you Charlo, he knocks out Castaño.
Yeah, he like that's like he hasn't boxed like that in a long time. I mean, that's his best performance, but
yeah,
he hasn't boxed, you know, he has been patient in the jab, not looking for a knockout. You know, it's been a while.
Right. And honestly, I thought to myself, like, man, like, it's like he better make an adjustment, because I was like, I didn't think, you know, it would be a good idea to keep trading with Castaño, who does have a motor, you know, and he wasn't being really swayed all that much.
But Castaño was getting the worst of it, though.
And I feel like Charlo, when he was boxing all the first 4 rounds, after that, he kind of reverted back to the same shit, where like he was getting backed up on the ropes, you know?
Yeah, like, exactly. I'm thinking to myself,
but the difference is he gave it just as good as he got on the ropes this time, whereas the first fight he kind of got worked on the ropes. What the difference was this time, he would throw his combos and then he would duck and dip and clinch.
He was clinching a lot. He was clinching to get some space, I felt like, every time.
He had to, because remember, Castaño's low. So when he would duck low and he would get underneath Castaño, and Castaño couldn't really do anything, so he'd just walk him back. It was a good strategy, and I don't think it was excessive, because Castaño could move back and punch.
Nah, he wasn't.
It
was the balance. He was balancing it out. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was effective, but yeah, I thought Castaño won maybe one of the early rounds. Then he won maybe 2 middle rounds, but he only won like maybe 3 rounds. And like I saw Mel pretty much like winning that clear.
3 maybe.
The rounds were competitive.
It was all competitive rounds, for the most part.
What was that, Pilot?
I'm saying, about 3 to 2 rounds, but you know, they were all competitive rounds. It wasn't like, you know, Jermell was washing them for most of those rounds.
Like pretty much like after the 6th round though, Charlo made his adjustment. Like he I think he tightened up on his ring generalship. Like he made Castaño fight in the middle of the ring, you know, and he was doing a very good job. Like he had the jab going. Like basically he looked like vintage Mel. Because people who don't know what we mean by vintage Mel, is the Mel that used to be more of a boxer than the boxer puncher that he eventually became.
Yeah,
in
the
recent
pivots,
years.
the lateral movement, the
jab, and
yeah,
the body. He used the body toll, man. Obviously, by the end of it, but those body shots.
the versatile punches, the uppercuts, hook, smashes, overhands. He threw every punch in the book. That's why when people say, "Oh, he's Wilder," like I'm like, nigga, Wilder don't have all those punches.
Yeah, but he fought sometimes with that mentality where he was just looking for that right hand,
Yeah, but the thing is, I feel like damn near like if you've been watching boxing for so long, it's like every fighter at one point does that. Like we just gave it to Wilder, but it gets devalued because we look at Wilder as a one-trick pony type of dude anyway. So when we see other people look like Wilder, I feel like it's like, damn, we just saying that nigga got one punch and he just looking for a knockout. When Jermell Charlo has every punch, but he's still looking for a knockout.
Right. he had the full toolkit, and we knew it.
I mean, I've called him Mini Wilder at times, simply because it was funny how he was talking shit about Wilder, and then like sometimes where he would have the instances where Charlo would just get sloppy and just like wing hooks and just like spam rights really hard just to go for the knockout, and it was like coming out like all sloppy, and it's like he's better than that. It was weird to me how he would act like that.
Yeah, he have his Wilder moments. But I'll never forget the frustration he had with Trout. Like that shit just like that had to be his worst winning moment. But through it all, it's like Charlo, you could have really made a documentary about this. Like his journey, it just been great. The highs and lows, the little shit with his brother, all of that, and just to see him just keep battling with Castaño, like back and forth combos. And until finally, like
that left hook, the left hook that they even traveled that part was so compact, and it was obscure because Castaño was because he wasn't expecting it. Like he was not expecting a left hook come that way.
Was it the body shot, you think, or was it the left hook to the head?
No, the left hook
to the head.
Yeah, it was the head.
And see, the original camera angle, you don't see it land as clean, but when they showed it again with a different angle, it lands clean as fuck.
I just thought because of the delay, I thought maybe it was a body shot, but I feel like it was probably the left hand.
Nah, dude, short circuit. Like he because he wasn't expecting it, and then he didn't see it. So two things. So it was just like as soon as Mel took a step back, he was done. Like Castaño, like, oh shit, his legs were gone, like he was done.
Yeah, it's like he shut down, like when it happened. I literally heard that old computer sound, like back in the day, with like doom doom doom. I was like, holy shit, like that should just, it's like somebody took a Transformers apart or something.
Yeah, and the funny thing is too, the ref, first of all, I was surprised that Castaño actually managed to get up. And I thought the referee should have stopped because dude was just wobbling all over the place.
Dude, exactly. I'm like, but you know what? I think these refs be hating Charlo opponents because they stay letting him do that to niggas. They be like, you know what? I gotta see Charlo knock you out again.
Yeah.
Because remember the Coda shit, they did the same thing.
Yeah. Coda was done, but they let continue, and then Mel really ended it. And same thing with Castaño. He got up, got him to the ropes, and a vicious body shot just took it all out of him, like he was done. And that
after getting his head snapped back. Like,
yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that was a brilliant adjustment to make, by Jermell Charlo, and shout out to Castaño for being a warrior about it, because Castaño was, like I said, Castaño definitely got props because he brought the fight to him, like yeah, and it was good. And it was good to see all the sportsmanship in the ring, from both men after that. No bullshit, no weird shit popping off, no stupid shit popping off.
Because it was a great rivalry, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm glad I saw like the good sportsmanship. Like,
yeah.
And honestly, later on, I wouldn't even mind the third fight. Like,
yeah, no, of course.
Later on, after Fundora get his turn, and
yeah, because obviously there's some Mandos now that are so long overdue.
And but 154 is such a good division. Like Mel can just stay there and just chill, and I don't even think about moving up, man. Unless Hurd gets his rep back.
Yeah, which is looking highly unlikely.
Yeah. Oh fuck! That fight only lives in my poster, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. And apparently, still Hurd, because we're talking about Hurd. Like once when Hurd was briefly on pound for pound list too, but then of course once J Rock beat him, he was gone. Like
But they didn't replace him with J Rock though.
Yeah, they did.
but they replaced Teofimo with damn Cambosis.
Yeah.
but it's not racist. It's not racist. There's no race at all.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, niggas literally counting how many black people. Oh man, this episode was for the record books, just like Jermell Charlo, undisputed run.
Yeah, and of course, and then on the co-main, we have someone who's probably trending towards actually probably making an appearance on the pound for pound list one day. Of course, I'm talking about Boots Ennis, versus Castillo Clayton in a fight. Now, I mean, obviously, Castillo Clayton, if you see him fight, I mean, he is a good boxer at 147. He's a solid fighter at 147, solid fighter. And Boots took only 2 rounds to get rid of him. Like Boots was just firing on all cylinders. And the stupidest shit I've heard about this whole fight was the fact that people thought that Clayton took a dive. Like, no, Clayton did not take a fucking dive, people. Like, Clayton took a shot right in the sweet spot, right above the ear, and if you ever been hit there before, you will go down, because that's, ears, that's equilibrium.
Temple, that whole area. Like, see, this is one of those reasons why, like, we always tell people, like, look, if you're a fan of the sport, you want to exercise, go to your local boxing gym, learn how to box, get some gloves, train, learn how to, so, because if you ever get hit in that spot, you would know better. You wouldn't question that shit. You wouldn't be like, oh, I don't know. When you see a dude do a little zap, do the jiggle 2-step, you wouldn't think he's like literally doing that on purpose. Like he's literally losing his footing, his equilibrium.
Yeah,
damn.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, Boots just had somebody like Boots was just too like he was hitting too hard, he was hitting too fast, and Clayton is a natural counterpuncher. He's an absolute counterpuncher, but it's hard to
short
counter.
Arms.
Yeah, it's hard to counter when A, you can't get in, and 2, you're the one that's getting tagged like on some 2 3-1 type shit.
And Boots was active with the jab. Like, there's honestly, I don't think there's anything Clayton could have done but fucking try to tackle this nigga. Like,
yeah, but yeah, once he took that shot to the back, to that above the ear.
That was just like the Delorme one, where dude's gotta stop going down, like he's catching you, and it's a legal shot. People are trying to say a rabbit punch. That's
I mean, pretty much all Clayton was here. Like, my mind's telling me no, my body's telling me yes.
But you know what? Like, Pat is actually right though. Like, people, like, how many times we gotta see it? Like, people look. That's not the way to go with Boots. Do not duck like that. Like, like, you know what it is? I don't think people not ducking all the way either. They're leaning with the duck, and they're leaning forward, and the punch cuffs. He's aiming the punch at the top of their head, more so for the forehead temple, but them ducking slightly like that makes it aim more at the top of the head.
Right.
So yeah, it's not a rabbit punch. Y'all just getting hit in the worst spot for that punch.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why Clayton, like I said, Clayton was all outside. Yeah, I mean, basically how he was moving and where he got hit. That's exactly what someone should do. Like, I mean, honestly, the fact that he actually got to his feet was incredible. Like, that was still an incredible feat. But clearly, he wasn't ready to fight. He was done. He was done for the night.
Yeah, like, the Boots is just a nightmare, man. Like, I don't know, like, just to prepare for dude is just
and that was an eliminator. So pretty much Boots made it very clear that that one Errol Spence is in his sights because he's the IBF #1 contender now.
And he has to keep that energy because all we gonna do is remember Keith Thurman if he ducks Spence. I'm sorry, if he ducks Boots.
Yeah, and Spence obviously was, Spencer. I mean, obviously when he got interviewed about that, he was like, Spence was talking all the time, like, hey, don't, careful what you reel, you might not like what you put back, that type of shit. Yeah, like, he was, he knows he's gonna have to deal with.
He said, "Time to go fishing."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Spence better make that Crawford fight, at least give people a legit reason, like to put Boots off to the side or whatever, because that man is gonna be next.
Yeah, don't pawn him over here on fucking Keith Thurman. He ain't gonna get no. Keith Thurman ain't got a title. Nah, one of you champions in welterweight handle him. Mm-hmm. Y'all always want the light skinned nigga to do all the heavy lifting. Fuck y'all. Tired of that shit. And Keith Thurman did enough heavy lifting for both of y'all niggas. Y'all deal with fucking Boots.
Right.
Y'all Keith Thurman. Anytime y'all fucking bring up Boots, there's some motherfucker in the back of the room talking about, man, you should fight Keith Thurman. No. Damn, if I gotta see one more tweet saying that stupid shit.
So just be very careful. Like I said, Spence, you better make that fight, because if Crawford fights, if you're not fighting Crawford next, then ain't gonna be too many motherfuckers you can fight that will give you that you're gonna pass on.
Yeah.
And then also too, to start it off too, was probably a fight that probably didn't get a whole lot of attention for a lot of different reasons though, but it was still a hell of an opener. Kevin Gonzalez and Emmanuel Rivera, like those cats went to fucking war. Like that was a hell of a slugfest in the opener. Like I said,
you needed that because that Boots fight is too quick.
Yeah, it was too quick, and then on top of that, PBC for the most part has been investing in its 122 division. Like the people that already went. So, like I say, you got two names that you can probably add on to that. Like So Kevin Gonzalez got the win, and like I said, it was just a straight up slugfest. Like the cats were landing just ridiculous combinations on each other. Like it was, it was a hell of a fight though. But Showtime still continuing its streak of of excellent cards on regular Showtime, not no Showtime pay-per-view. Showtime pay-per-view is another story though. But that was it was just to see Mel finally get undisputed nod, and Boots again showing out against a respected and noted opponent at welterweight. Like I said, these are what the cards should do if the matchmaking is good. It should leave some sort of it should leave some sort of impact on someone, and wondering what's going to be their next moves going forward.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't want to hear Clayton was a cherry pick because he was 6th in the IBF rankings.
Yeah, Clayton didn't take a dive, and he goes in cherry pick. Like Clayton is like 34, 35 years old. That man has no time to talk about taking dives. Like he's been trying to get on for a hot minute, and he had to do with getting robbed, by Lipinets and shit like that when he clearly won the fight, and he would have had an interim belt if he had that would have been his belt. I mean, so but yeah, like I said, it was still a great fucking card. I enjoyed it a lot. Showtime, like I said, is still doing the damn thing. So yeah, definitely full recommendation to catch all the fights on there. Well, I mean, the Boots fight, I'm pretty sure you can just catch it. You can probably catch the highlights on YouTube, and that'll probably tell you the whole story of the fight.
Watch it, you'll have a fly doubleheader.
Right. Oh man. And then there was also, a Golden Boy card. There was also a Golden Boy card that night. It had lesser attention because it had Zurdo facing someone, Dominic Boesel, who really did not come to fight. Like, I mean, yeah, like, and two things that I took away from that fight. Number one, Zurdo is fucking big. Like, that dude looked like he was a legit cruiserweight heavyweight.
He looked like a cruiser, yeah.
Yeah, that dude is fucking big. And Boesel, it did not. I mean, he tried, but I think his shots just did not affect dude whatsoever. And
Because he the one looked like he really came for a check. I know I've seen some tweets that was saying, was it Spence that said Clayton came for a check? Like, niggas was trying to, like, did an interview saying, oh, but man, I had to take this fight. Nobody else was going to fight you. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, but Boesel just like, you know what? After a couple minutes, Boesel was just looking at the ref, like his body language was telling him, like, yeah, he had enough. But you know, it's just like,
say help me.
Yeah, even the corner and the doctors wouldn't even pull him out of the fight. You know, it took him.
Who he angered that week.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a battered beatdown. Wasn't the second? Didn't he stop him in the second round?
Nah, the fourth.
It was fourth.
Four. I was paying attention to the boots fight was going on there. Yeah. I watched on that card. I mean, the Scrappy knockout, but also the Zepeda fight with Alvarado. That was a good fight.
The Williams Zepeda Rene Alvarado fight. That shit was a fucking that was a slugfest. That was a
honestly Alvarado impressed me the most this weekend after Bell. Like I thought he did enough to win that Zepeda fight. And
yeah, same here. And honestly,
he was lighting dude up with combos, man.
Right. Yeah, and you know, and Alvarado's like, you know, I mean, see, Golden Boy with him, like they could probably get something out of him. I mean, yeah, he's lost his last 3 fights or whatever, but yeah, dude does have more than enough, to get back in the mix. But you gotta rebuild him. Like, you can't keep putting him in all these tough ass fights. Like,
they treat him like PBC did Devin Alexander.
Right. You know, like you put him in two hard fights with Roger Gutierrez, and then you had the fight with Lamont Roach. You know, and now you have this like dude hasn't won a fight in 2.5 years. Like, get him a fucking win.
That's what I'm saying. He's great for TV, but shit.
Yeah.
And I hope the guys are paying this man some decent money too.
Yeah, exactly. If he's gonna be the guy, like, you know, you shouldn't be
use some of that Ryan Garcia budget.
Right. And Williams Zepeda, like, now, like I said, I mean, Zepeda is still a talent, but he definitely showed, you know, there's definitely some stuff he needs to probably address.
Man, he's hittable as hell, man.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I mean, he has good angles, good movement. I mean, but his defense, at least mainly his head defense, is kind of just lacking. His high guard.
Yeah, I mean, basically his offense is his defense, and he's gifted. He's offensively gifted. But yeah,
because when he get that motor running, he was throwing like some hellacious shots at Alvarado when he was on the ropes. I'm like, good lord, like, yo, honestly, this was low key a fight of the year. Like,
yeah,
like easily, like. I was every bit as entertained as Mel Castaño. It just didn't have the knockout finish.
And truthfully, it should have been the main event. But I mean, as I said before, when we mentioned it, like, you know,
we saw last week.
Yeah. So let me ask you all this real quick. You think it's time for Williams Zepeda to start main eventing the zone shows?
Yes.
I mean,
definitely.
I mean, the zone is investing in Golden Boy, and they brought back their Thursday night series. There's no reason for Zepeda not to fight on those shows.
He's kind of bigger than those Thursday club shows, I feel like, though. No,
he is, but it wouldn't look so bad if he was main event.
It would be a better look, actually. It'd be a good look.
Yeah. But see, it's like this is the thing with Golden Boy. Like, I don't think they really know how to market and make stars. They just know how to put on good fights. Are good cards, and there's more to it than that. Like fucking Zepeda should have been headlining the card like this, and God, like, but the way Golden Boy works, they'll probably have JoJo on this shit. Like, who knows with these niggas?
Right.
They won't have Ryan Garcia fight on there, but everybody else is having tougher fights on that shit.
I'm saying, like, yeah.
So it's like, I don't know what they doing. Like, it's crazy.
Right.
But yeah, that was a good card.
Yeah, it was
a great fight.
And of course, the wild ass, you know, Geese Howard knockout, you know, by John Ramirez, you know, on Salvatierra, you know, this shit was brutal. Brutal as fucking. Shout out to the cameraman, who by rules is not supposed to touch the fighter, because when the fighter is thrown out of the ring, he cannot be assisted anyway, and he has 20 seconds to get back in the ring. It's like I said, hearing a 20 count always brings a smile to my face because it's so rare. But yeah, but shout out to the cameraman who stopped him from getting from being pile driven into the fucking the arena floor, which probably would have put him in the hospital for damn sure.
He got that. He hit the continue button.
Yeah,
that cameraman might have saved a little bit less damage.
But this shit ain't even rare no more. Like a Geese Howard KO used to be rare with, like, you would see it once every 3 to 5 years, but I feel like we get one every year now.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe because the ropes are looser now, or the fighters.
Yeah, it's something, because like ever since I feel like Joe Smith did it to Hopkins, it's like that shit just been happening all the time.
Right. Like, I mean, it used to be noteworthy, like when Maskayev knocked out Rockman out of the ring in the first fight, and then and all the bullshit that popped off or whatever,
Yeah, actually, dude, we put that shit on TikTok. I think that shit got like 10,000 views.
Yeah,
niggas love that shit.
Or even a lesser example, where Rockman again got this time when he knocked out Zuri Lawrence out of the fucking ring, that type of shit. I mean, that used to be like really noticeable. I used to be like, oh shit, he knocked him out of the fucking ring. But yeah, now
he had to know how it feels to be on the other side.
Right.
Like, I mean, real talk, like low key, I feel like I gotta knock a nigga out of the ring because I've been actually knocked out the ring in sparring once, but I got up within 10 seconds though.
Yeah, you got to, because everyone's watching you.
Yeah. The motherfucker was like 6'6", like 260, like nigga, I'm 5'10", 190, like nigga, like.
Yeah, you had to get your ass up, because you couldn't, because you would have gotten roasted if you didn't.
Yeah, it's like motherfucker already bigger than me, but it's all good. But yeah, like so, I feel where the whole Geese Howard shit coming from. You don't like it. You don't like that end of it. I mean, if you knock a nigga out, you feel better about it. Like, so. Yeah. but other than that, like, what got anything else about this card?
No, I mean, like I said, it was basically paint by the numbers. It was, like I said, basically another WWF superstar ass fight for Zurdo, who now obviously, I think that was an eliminator too, because Boesel, for whatever reason, was like number 1 for the WBA. Again, and they showed like the people that he was, that he was ranked above, and it didn't make no sense to me why Boesel was the cat, but boxing rankings in itself it's a whole bunch of nonsense sometimes. So yeah. Now they're trying to get the attention of Boesel now, because Boesel's the WBA light heavyweight champion, and Zurdo is they're looking for a significant fight for Zurdo now. Finally.
Yeah, so like that train has passed, but Zurdo did a good job of kind of getting me interested in seeing him a big fight. So
he's a good fighter. It's just that I don't know if y'all noticed the zone. They were pushing the 40-something and 0, the 50 and 0 shit.
Oh yeah, Oscar, is talking. Hey, yeah, we're gonna try to get him to break Floyd's record, But Oscar, that's just Oscar, doing Oscar things.
Because Oscar be worried about the dams and shit. Like, nigga, get Munguia a fight and then worry about big Munguia later. Like, cause that's how these niggas is. Like, you got Munguia and then big Munguia. Like,
yeah.
That's all Zurdo is to me, but it's like he got a little more buzz because I feel like the energy is different this time.
Yeah, it is. For once, Zurdo does have forward momentum. I mean, Zurdo is trying Zurdo learned English. I mean, dude really speaks English very, very well.
That's true. And his last couple fights, the crowd would go crazy for this motherfucker. Like, so I'm like, okay,
there was actually a pretty good crowd for that fight. Like, dude. So it's like, he's a slow burn, but it's clear that he has some momentum. But you gotta start putting him in some fights that people care about.
Yeah, people fuck with him. It makes me really understand why Ryan Garcia was beefing with Oscar with the whole like, yo, I need to get paid more money. Because, like, think about it. If Zurdo was bringing that excitement and you're Ryan Garcia, you're like, what the fuck?
And on top of that, too, because I think that Twitter account exposing boxing missed, because, I mean, he posts all types of receipts, the gate receipts from their fights, and dude, like the fight with To Go, like the fucking like he brought in some real revenue. I was like, that shit really made that much live. I was fucking amazed.
Like, damn.
Yeah.
But you need to see that. It's just like, oh man, just like it's crazy on boxing Twitter because I think that's another tweet. Listen, later, Lefty said with the whole I think it was that very tweet you're talking about with the boxing myth where he showed the gate.
Yeah, because I was retweeting because he was posting Golovkin stuff too, so I was retweeting.
And that had numbers, but he was saying how like, look, boxing media shits on Ryan Garcia all the time, but the actual fans, fuck with him. Like, this how out of touch they are. So people waking up all over the place and just seeing this shit for themselves. Like, it's crazy. Like we just pointing it out. That's all.
Yeah. Golden Boy, like I said, Golden Boy, like I said, but it was entertaining. It wasn't a big notable card, but it was entertaining. So at least, like I said, Golden Boy is just trying. As they're trying to manage their way into their post Canelo era, hopefully, like I said,
Canelo ain't been with these niggas for the longest. Like get it together already though. Like
yeah,
like how long? Like y'all can't get Munguia big fight. Y'all cool with Zurdo. Virgil Ortiz, he got injured. Okay, all right, what's good with that? Y'all had Jojo with the Haney fight. Okay,
yeah. Strada's begging for a fight.
So, yeah, cause y'all got some. Y'all still got some explaining to do.
Right.
So yeah, y'all get that shit together.
Right. But yeah, man, and so it was like I said, and then also there was other boxing stuff too. Triller had a card. Evander Holyfield's young son got knocked out, and Kovalev looking his age physically, but still fundamentally sound to win fights. So that type of shit, though. Yeah, Triller is they're trying now, but yeah, I think they're gonna have to do something really drastic for me to really fully pay attention to them again.
What? You didn't hear? They got Big Baby.
It's too late for that. It's too late for Triller. I'm gonna be completely.
They got Jermell Miller, back though.
Well, yeah, because that's the
too
only
late for that nigga.
Yeah, because that's the only place where that nigga. When you're a roided up nigga, like when you take fucking Captain America super soldiers cocktails, and that's the one where you can fight. Triller's probably the only place that you can actually fight because they'll probably just oh yeah, you're clean,
But like King P said, Triller, like this just tells you like timing is so important in life. Like timing is everything. Like Triller had it. They had the attention of the world. They had momentum. And they just couldn't get it together for the Teofimo. Like that, you look at Triller, it was a 3-stage process. Tyson, Jake Paul, Teofimo was supposed to be the third. Was supposed to be the icing on the cake. It was supposed to be the third step, and them niggas would have took over.
Right. Yeah. And on top of that too, and they had other fighters from other promotional outlets that wanted to fuck with them.
Want to go on there, but I always felt like once the Paul brothers left, I don't know which I think it was Jake, right? Where when he went to Showtime, that kind of made me think because I had a little bit of worries about Triller. So when I saw the Paul brothers leave to go to Showtime, I thought yeah maybe they won't.
Well, that's the thing. They still had the momentum where that wouldn't be like if they had the
Teofimo killed it. Yeah.
Yeah, they had Teofimo and because pretty much all the fights that were meant to be on there that happened all popped. Like they were all fucking fight of the year candidates or slugfest. Like
I was just about to say what Pat said. Like they still had the momentum and they hadn't took an L yet. They haven't officially fucked up yet.
Yeah. So that whole fuckery, the debacle, fucked it all up.
Yeah. The Holyfield fuckery fucked all for me. I was done with them by that. I was just like, yeah.
See, and if they would have had the Triller guy, like if they would have had the Teofimo fight after the Holyfield fight, they still had a chance. But they still couldn't get it together, and it's like that would have been their last hurrah. That would have kept them in the fight. But once that fucked up, it was like. There wasn't even a nail in the coffin there. It's just you knew it was over. Like
they're still putting out cards. Like they're doing.
That's why I said there's no nail in the coffin. It's like they're still alive. We just don't care that they're alive.
Right, yeah, because unless they get into, because now they have to really get their shit together. So, I mean, more power to anyone who goes on there, who signs with them. Like the
they need a marquee fight. They don't have no marquee fight. No one's gonna ultimately care. It's basically showbox for the stars.
Yeah, they don't have like a flagship fighter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All you need, look, the Showtime with the Saturday. Look, they showed y'all the blueprint. Just sign fucking good fights and promote the hell out of it. But y'all gotta take. They honestly could do what Ring City was doing, but put more of the urban elements and the advertising behind it. They essentially could do that. But they lost the momentum, and then I feel like they're afraid to spend any real money now. So it's over. They're not gonna, because nothing's gonna bring them back to prominence unless they get a marquee fighter or name. And it can't be just a name. It has to be a fight. Because who cares if you get Broner to fight a jobber, or if you get some other big name and he's fighting a jobber? That don't solve anything.
Right.
So but they out for the count. I think we did a poll on them a while ago, and I think everybody was like, "Yeah, they done."
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah. So next weekend, obviously, next weekend we have 3 notable cards or whatever.